2023 was one of the most up and down, yin and yang, taxing emotionally and physically years of my life that I think I can remember maybe in the past couple of years. Now, I'm not going to put this video out there as like a sob story, pity party, attention seeking video, but we'll just say there's a lot to unpack. So we'll just get into it. So, a little background about me before we unpack my entire year. My name is Nathan. I'm currently in my sophomore year of high school, so that's 10th grade. I just started playing football that year, which we'll talk more about that a little later. I'm associated with a YouTube channel, MITOBN. Those are some of my best friends, Mark and Isaiah and Darion, just all great people. So check them out. I'll link their channel in the description and probably the pinned comment. But yeah, they really drove me to start making content, at least better content than I already was. But uh, yeah, so there's that. So jumping straight into what this whole video is about, just the very start of my year, at least the most interesting part was when I started playing football. It was not on a whim, like just because it was cool to do. It was more, I actually used to not like football as much as I do now. Like I had no intention of playing it for a while, but then after a while I started just, gaining a love for it, and then I became a little tougher, and I just decided, you know what? I'll try out football. And I started doing that, but I ended up getting hurt my first year, of course. So, and it doesn't matter for this. So, for those who don't know, I am a lineman. I'll put a diagram up. So, I'm an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman. I'm a right and left tackle and nose guard. Basically, what I do is block or I get through blocks. And what happened was I was holding, shouldn't admit that, but I was holding and I got pulled away, and I'm not flexible by any means. So my knee folds in on itself really hard, and we actually don't know what happened. All I know is that I'm in a knee brace. I would show it, but I don't have it here. Let me get it. It has hinges and it's Velcro and it's uncomfortable and it hurts to wear, but it's better than, constant pain just walking. And I'm getting an MRI the 23rd to see what's happening. Could be cartilage, tendons, anything like that. And after a while, I realized that, football, I love it so much, but in a way, it was kind of all I had. And after the season ended and I got hurt, so I couldn't really go to the off-season lifts, I was like, damn, that was really my whole life. Because even after that, even during that, my mental health was kind of taking a spiral. I was feeling just so bad and so I I don't even really know how to explain it. Just like I don't want to say like worthless or anything, but just like just so unmotivated is such a bad term. Such like I was so lonely. Just I didn't talk to anybody. After that, I was like after school, I was just almost borderline asocial. And then during Christmas break, oh my god, my sleep schedule was in shambles. Just like I'd stay up till 3, 4 in the morning playing video games and watching TV and shit, and then I'd go to sleep, wake up at 2, and just do nothing for the rest of the day. And I was living directionlessly, and I didn't have anything to fill the time. I was filling the time with, just like I said, video games and TV and eating, and I was so, like, just depressed, like, it was genuine depression, and that is not a term I use lightly, but I'm glad, I moved past that now. I've had the motivation, get back in the gym, do this YouTube stuff with Mark and Isaiah. I love you guys. Um, and Darion too. I can't forget him. But it's like that was really the worst. But and then I was just like, I stopped talking to so many people. I stopped talking to, like, a couple of my friends and all of that. And I was just like, after a while, not having anyone to talk to just left me with, myself and my thoughts and my own emotions with no one to talk to them about, which was actually kind of nice because it just made me realize that I just don't need people. Like, I mean, you're only yourself. You shouldn't really need anyone to live happily or be content with your own life. And just exploring like concepts of like nihilism and stuff like the Fermi paradox. And I mean, I am Christian, so that helped a lot, but just kind of detaching my significance from everyone else's lives actually kind of made it easier to live, just truly and freely, like free of judgment that probably wasn't even there. Like, I would walk around thinking like, "Oh, that person right there, he looked at me a little weird. He's probably judging me. He thinks I'm like fat, thinks I'm ugly, thinks I'm like stupid or something like that." And in a way, I was kind of just like lying to myself. Like, I was just scared. I was making myself paranoid to the point where like I would just feel so horrible. Like, the only reason I'd go to sleep is because I was so exhausted from crying all night that it was like that would be the only way I can get to sleep. Because if I wasn't sleeping at 4 in the morning, then I was playing, like, Call of Duty or watching Demon Slayer, like, something like that. But, yeah, but I'm glad to say I've moved past that. I'm feeling a lot better now, especially thanks to, Mark and Isaiah and Darion. You guys were a big help. I know it hasn't seemed like I've been doing much, but you guys were a big driving factor as to how I'm feeling so much better, so just be happy about that. I love you guys. So, on another topic that's still kind of sad, but obviously happy ending was my dog Dakota. This is what she looks like. Um, she's a mutt. We got her from the pound, and she's just like the sweetest dog. She's so just like she's loving. She just loves being cuddled, love being pet, all of that. And we noticed after a while that she was not eating, and she was like just nothing we give her would stay down. Like, she would just throw up. She'd drink a whole bunch of water and then she'd throw it all up. She'd eat food and then she'd throw it up, no matter what. And after a while, she just like didn't move. Like, we let her out. She was sitting on the deck, and then she would lay there in the sun, which was a normal thing for her. She would just go outside. She'd lay there in the sun and just sunbathe for like 2 or 3 hours, and she'd come back in just fine. But she was out there, she laid down and she didn't move for like hours. And we were like, okay, something's really wrong. So we take her to the vet. But the weird part was everything comes out normal. They run tests, they do blood tests, like her sugar and sodium levels were fine. There was nothing physically wrong with her. She does have arthritis, but there was nothing wrong with her besides her cortisol levels were really low. So she ended up with what we think is this disease. It's called like Addison's disease or something like that. It's hypocortisolism, which is like low levels of cortisol, and cortisol is the stress hormone. So basically, she did not produce a lot of the stress hormone. So when she would get stressed, even just a little bit, it would have a big effect, like a big toll on her body, to the point where something that would really stress her out, like even a little bit of sickness, would make you have something called an Addison's crisis, which is where your body just shuts down. And that happened to her. That's likely what happened to her when she was on the deck and she wasn't moving. And my stepdad had to like scoop her up and carry her to the car. He had to scoop up this big 60-pound like lab pit mix and carry her to the car. And we took her to the vet. She got some medicine and all of that. So she's doing a lot better. Um, she's finally moving around. She's eating. She's just, going back to her normal, playful self. It's really nice to see that she's finally up and running again. But yeah, that was just some anecdotes from my 2023, what made it so bad, what made it so good. And it's just, I just wanted to put it out there because, talking about it helps. It's a way to start a new page for my channel. Um, I'm really excited to be doing back YouTube. I'm excited to see where football goes, even if it doesn't even if I end up having to quit because of my injury, that's okay. But I'm just excited to be doing stuff with Mark and Isaiah and Darion. I love all three of them, and I'm just kind of glad to be back, just back working, back grinding, back, being me, like being okay and being comfortable. So, um, welcome to the new channel. I really hope we gain a good community and garner a good following. Um, I love all of you as always, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.